guys? So today we're going to do a quick little video on my awesome solar A2.6LN for lemon neon. I've had this thing for almost a year now, so I've got plenty of playing time on it. We're going to go over some specs. We're going to go over my personal opinion on it. But first, I put together a little demo song just so you can see how it sounds. Let's check it out. Alright, so once again, this is my solar A2.6LN for lemon neon. Like I said, I've had it for almost a year now. Surprisingly, it doesn't feel like it. When I got it, it retailed for $6.99. I ordered it direct from them. Shipping was amazing. I think I had it in 3 days and it came from overseas. Top-notch customer service right there. Now as far as specs, we have a mahogany body. The neck is maple with an ebony fretboard. We have a 25.5 inch scale with 24 super jumbo frets, nickel fret wire. As far as the bridge, we have a fixed bridge with string through design. The neck is a set neck. It is not neck through, but that's still okay. As far as nut, we have it's graphite. Tuners, we have solar branded 18:1 ratio tuners. The radius on the fretboard is 13.78. Now as far as the inlays, all we have is the solar logo on the 12th fret, which is awesome in my opinion. Definitely gives it a cool look. I love that logo. Now as far as design, or electronics I should say, it came with Duncan Solars, which were awesome pickups. But I am partial to EMGs. I've been playing with EMGs basically since I started playing, and I love active pickups. I've always been into them. But honestly, it did not change the sound of the guitar really. It maybe give it a little more, made it a little more hot, a little more gain, a little more clarity. But that's about it. It didn't really change the tone dramatically or anything like that. So yeah. I have some EMGs, the active 8185, 8185. As far as volume and tone, it's just one regular volume, one tone. Now it had the 5-way blade switch with the Duncan Solars in there. Right now it's the same stock switch, but it just basically works as a 3-way. You have, bridge, both pickups and neck. One mono output. And yeah, I mean, friggin' amazing. I think the condenser inside on the tone knob is I have everything written down right here. It is a 473K condenser. So definitely not bad. Definitely a pretty dramatic difference when you do roll the tone knob on, which is awesome. Because if it is a little hot in the high end or whatever, you can roll it on slightly, and it will cut a little bit of it off. So yeah, I really like the specs on this guitar. I basically, when I was in the market for buying a new guitar, I always watched Ola's videos and was always curious. And then I saw the color, and that was like what really sold me. Read all the specs. Was really sold on all the specs also. And the price range was actually cheaper than what I was planning on spending. I was kind of tossed between getting a 7-string or a 6-string, but I had a 7-string already, so I ended up going with the 6-string, and I'm really happy with it. Now, as far as my opinion, I've had a lot of time on this thing. And it's one of them guitars that I always seem to always go back to. Now, whether I'm recording with Pro Tools or something, I'll try, a different guitar, and I always end up going back to this thing. It is just a beast when it comes to recording. And yeah, I mean, I love this thing. I really, really love it. I had another one, ended up selling it just because that one didn't get played as much. It was a G Series single cut, black with the white binding. That thing was awesome. I really liked it. But like I said, I really just didn't play it a lot because I was so in love with this thing, and this thing never really left my hands. But yeah, as far as specs, I pretty much read them all off. I love this color. Obviously, the LN stands for lemon neon. I freaking love it. It is bright and it is awesome. I've always had a thing for like fluorescent yellow, and when I saw this thing, I was in love. So yeah, definitely. I mean, I've always been an LTD guy. Always had LTDs. The majority of my collection was LTDs. And honestly, it was like LTD and Jackson, I would say. And honestly, I wanted to stray away from them and just try something new. And everyone's ranting about Solars. Arnold from Arnold Plays Guitar. He swears by these things. Every time anyone asked him, you know, they give him, a price range under $1,000 for, $600-700 range. He always points him in the Solar direction, just because you are getting such a quality guitar. And what's really cool is if you go on the website and go on the community section and then special offers, they actually have a B stock section. My other Solar that I had, which was the A2.6LN or something like that, that was actually a B stock. And I was, expecting to get it and, find a little flaw or whatnot. I could not find it. I looked over everything and I could not find the flaw for it being a B stock. So I really don't understand why it was a B stock. I'm sure just because the quality control at that factory seems to be so high. Same factory that like all the guitars are coming out of nowadays. It's in Indonesia, where actually obviously this was made. But yeah, quality control on Solars, I would say, are awesome. No sharp frets. The neck's kind of rolled off slightly, not dramatically, but it's rolled off a little bit. But it is nice and smooth. It is a flat matte finish, so the neck is pretty fast feeling. It's not, with the gloss necks, you tend to kind of get held up on them a little bit. But I really, really love the finish on this thing. Yeah, it's been probably almost a year. It's a couple months shy of a year for sure. And man, this is definitely my favorite guitar in my arsenal, I should say. I definitely 100% love this thing. And I'm not, trying to suck up to anyone. Obviously, I don't get endorsed or get paid by anyone, so this is just my true, honest opinion. I've got a couple friends to buy Solars too, just because they played this one and literally the wallet was out and they were buying one same day. I even told my buddy, I said, I promise you'll love this guitar so much, I'll pay for shipping. And I paid the $50, which $50 from coming over, I think they come from Spain. That's like nothing. I mean, if you get something from Harley Benton, you're paying almost $100 in shipping, and that's crazy to me. And it's a long wait, I believe. I had this thing, I ordered it, got an email right from them telling me, got the order confirmation and everything. I did email back and forth with them a couple times just to make sure it was as like COVID was hitting. So I just wanted to make sure there wasn't any major shipping issues. And the guy was super, super cool. Very nice, very responsive to my messages and everything else. So yeah, overall, great guitar. Quality control is amazing. Company to deal with is amazing. No problems whatsoever. I very rarely hear any kind of bad issues about Solar guitars. And when you do, it's mostly a preference thing. Some people don't like the mahogany tone. I watched a couple John Brown videos, and you know, he plays mayonnaise or whatever, and he just didn't like the mahogany tone, which I guess if you don't like that, that mahogany definitely has its own sound, and some people just don't like that like low end MIDI sound that mahogany has. And but I mean, I love this thing, and the Duncan Solars were really great pickups. I actually swapped them out and put them in this LTD right here just to see how they would sound in a different guitar, and it sounds awesome. Honestly, it made it sound just like this thing sounded from the factory. Now, obviously, in the demo that you guys just heard, it was with the EMGs. So, is it a true review? In my opinion, it is, just because it didn't really change the sound of the guitar that much. Obviously, the sound in the video isn't from the stock pickups, so people can be like, well, it's not a true review because you're not using the stock pickups. Well, I felt in my heart that it didn't really matter, just because the fact that they were not that much of a difference in change. So, yeah. So overall, like I said, great guitar. I highly recommend one of these. If you're in the I think the lowest price B stock, if you want to get a B stock, they're a little cheaper than retail. You'll probably get like $50 to $75 off depending on the model. But even the retail prices are awesome. If you're looking for something under $1,000, highly suggest getting one of the regular fixed bridge ones. They do have them in the Evertune. They do have them in the Floyd Rose also. So one awesome thing about Solar is they have a ton of color and different model choices, from V's to Explorer type bodies. This is considered A body. They have the single cuts, awesome colors, awesome designs, putting out new guitars all the time. They're literally crushing it with putting out, like, probably almost, I'd say every 2 weeks they're coming out with a new model, so, or a new guitar, like new color wise. So Ola's definitely killing it. The guy's an amazing guitarist. They have like the Artist series, which is like basically spec'd out to what Ola would play. So they just are amazing guitars. Couldn't be happier with mine. I will never get rid of this thing just because it is my favorite guitar that I own. With that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this. Spread the word, tell all your friends, go buy a Solar, and I promise you will not regret it. Give this video a like, subscribe, give it a share so other people are aware of how good these things are. And I really appreciate it, guys. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.